She is one of Jamaica's leading lighting technicians. I was having this conversation yesterday. Nadia Roxburgh zooms in now to tell us how she found purpose in her career. Hey, Nadia!
Hi, Delia. How are
Morning!
you? Morning.
Simone and I are still trying to figure out how they got you, but we won't question it. We're happy you're here.
A miracle.
Nadia, how did you decide that you wanted to do lighting? Was this something you always wanted to do?
I wouldn't say I always wanted to do it, but I definitely always wanted to be in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I wanted to be on stage. I wanted to be an actress, and I actually applied and auditioned for the School of Drama twice, and I never got through.
What?
So yeah, I ended up at UA, and at UA I went to the Philip Sherlock Center, and you know, hung around at the theater. Was a part of the drama club,
Mm-hmm.
and luckily, um, yeah, those guys at Philip Sherlock, Steve Locke, George Bush, Ewan Simpson, they took me in, and I started working backstage, and I guess the rest is history.
Wow, I didn't know the first part. But can I selfishly say I'm almost glad because now what you
Me,
do,
I'm kind of glad as well.
yeah, because what you do is so amazing. So that's when you started working on it. And it's okay to, I guess, be there, you're working on it, but for it to become a career, how did that happen?
Yeah. I am blessed to have it become my career. I guess for me it was a little bit by accident. So I started to say I wanted to earn a little extra money. So in my head, I said, I could go and work like lighting in a nightclub or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
I expressed my interest in lighting. And at first, I tell people this story all the time, especially interns that come in. The only thing I did was clean gels. Like Stephen Bush had me cleaning the gels. I give thanks for that now because I know like color is like my color work is always good because I understand the color and understand gels. But yeah, it was really just to have something, a little extra money for school.
Mm-hmm.
But it turned into a career which I'm really, really happy for. I don't know, I just never left, I guess.
But what drives the passion for it, Nadia? Because, listen, people can go to a performance and be so caught up in the performance because of the lighting and not even realize that it's because of the lighting.
Yeah,
It's
and,
just
and, and
one
I
of
think,
those jobs that at the end of the show, the actors get the applause, the director gets the kudos, but not many people see the technical team for the worth that they have.
and I think that's the time we do the best job. So when nobody sees what we do but
Yeah,
enjoys the show
yeah,
and comes out saying what a wonderful show that was, that's when we have done our jobs well.
right.
Um, but I don't know what it is. I love light. I can't say it any other way.
Mm-hmm.
I love light. I love lighting. I love using light to tell stories, to help to tell the stories on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big part of what I do and
Yeah,
why I do what I do. So
it's a tough industry to navigate, the creative industry, because you find um, that some levels are so male dominated. Definitely, your level is super male dominated. Um, I know now it's not a challenge because most people talk about Nadia Roxburgh and they respect the name. But how difficult was it for you to navigate the industry as a woman?
I must say that for me, getting into it, it wasn't hard. I mean, the at Philip Sherlock, it was just like nothing. And then actually, when I went to England, when I went to study in England, there I realized like it doesn't matter male, female, everybody's working and everybody just doing the job. And I came back home with that attitude as well. Like it doesn't matter. You just have a job to do. You have to do it. In England, if it's the job is to climb the ladder,
Mm-hmm.
put up those lights, that's the job. It doesn't matter if you're male or female.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I came back, I really put an emphasis on that. So if you're a technician, you're coming to train at Philip Sherlock, you're doing everything. There's no male role and female role. You're
Yeah.
doing everything. And I think that kind of helps. For me, I have never actually felt uncomfortable in the industry. I give thanks because the people who mentored me were very open and very caring as well, um, while teaching me, and helping to guide me in my early stages. I never really had an uncomfortable time. And I try to make sure that new technicians that come in, especially females, also don't have an uncomfortable time getting into lighting.
Boy, I'm looking at the work, Nadia, and man, the lighting is amazing.
Thank you.
What would have been the biggest project that you've ever worked on in terms of light?
Biggest will have to be Grand Gala,
Ganga.
Jamaica's Grand Gala. Yeah,
Yeah.
that I would say is biggest.
And the most difficult one would be which? Like one will make you go to your bed and say, "Oh my gosh."
Oh, that's all of them for me. But no, it's funny because sometimes it's some of the smaller projects
I know.
that kind of get you a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know. I love everything I do,
Hmm.
and it's hard to like single out something. I will say though that having worked like for the Independence project
Yes.
with the JCDC over the years, I think for me, like I can track my growth in that project. So for me, it has been something that it makes me very nervous when it's coming around, but I'm usually happy at the end of it because I can see where my work is going,
Yes.
and that's good. Yeah.
Boy, one of the challenges I have, well, no, we don't have no theater space. Maybe that's a handful. But one of the things I've always wondered, Nadia, is, the Philip Sherlock Center is pretty much outfitted with all the technical lights for our
And
standards. But then
well,
for our standards, but
our
then
technology
sometimes
is really old, but yes.
yeah, but sometimes I see you come into a little small space that have two lights, and we say, Nadia, please come and help us. And you maneuver the two lights, and it makes a difference. And, just how do you make that kind of transition all the time? Because there are some people are going to say, no, no, I'm not Nadia Roxburgh. I'm not lighting nowhere with two lights. But you try to accommodate just about everyone.
Yeah. It's a good thing and a bad thing because sometimes, people say, oh, let me call Nadia because there's only two lights we have. But I try to do my best to, like, the equipment shouldn't define
Yeah.
your design. Your design should be defined by the story,
Ah.
right? And that's what that should be your base. And then the equipment is just a tool to help you tell that story.
Yes.
And that's what we have to remember when we're designing, even if it's two lights or 52 lights,
Yes. Yes. Nadia, always great talking to you.
Thank you for having
And I think you're an
me.
inspiration. I mean, not to all young people. I wouldn't say just the girls, to all
Well,
young
I hope
people,
so.
that it is
Yeah.
possible to do your best and then be able to excel at the highest level and be recognized for that. And this morning, I'm celebrating all that you do. And so great
Thank
to talk
you.
to you.
Thank you, Taylor.
All
Thanks
right.
for having me.
Nadia Roxburgh, technical manager at the Philip Sherlock Center for Creative Arts. Where the second creative they come from, Mel? More and smile after this quick break. Please stay with us.